Welcome back. You are there. I am here. Frankie is over there at home. I like it much better. Yesterday he was here in studio, but
I'm actually at the radio
at the
station.
station. I'm sorry. All right, bud. So I guess there's some breaking news, a sliver of good news happening out there.
Yeah, well, coming out of Iran, certainly some good news. We're hearing that apparently the mother of Michael White is saying that Iran is releasing her son from custody. Joanne White broke the news on social media and thanked the State Department for helping free her son. This is a U.S. Navy veteran who had been held by Iran for 683 days since his arrest 2 years ago. She also thanked former New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson for helping secure her son's release. So great news.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing news. That and you gotta wonder if you go back to the Soleimani killing, what stopped Iran from paying us back by if they had this guy, they didn't do anything to him for whatever reason, right? They could have probably killed him as retribution. Thank God Trump got him out of there.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right.
So what else is happening? We were talking to Valdez there, and Rudy Giuliani's on 77 WABC radio here in New York now. Valdez is on there, and I guess Levin is covered on WABC in his nationally syndicated show, and Rich is his call screener on that show. Rudy, it seems like, had a pretty big outburst recently.
Yeah, well, so this morning he was on Good Morning Britain with Piers Morgan. You remember Piers Morgan. Yep. This was the lackluster replacement for Larry King, who did not do well when he tried to fill Larry King's shoes on CNN. But he apparently still has a television platform in Great Britain where he's been plagued by scandal for some of his journalistic practices. But he had Mayor Giuliani on this morning, and pretty quickly it devolved into a shouting match over this horrible killing of George Floyd. You can take a look at the video and see what happened.
Rudy, I'm sorry, but
the interview is over as far as I'm concerned.
You sound completely barking mad. Do you know that?
No, I don't.
You've
you
lost the plot.
Like a big
You've
liar.
lost the plot, and it's sad to see.
You're the one who got thrown off of television here.
Yeah.
You had ratings that were about 2.
Yeah.
So don't tell me I've lost anything.
You keep going, Rudy.
I know what happened to your show, Piers.
Yeah.
And I remember the mistakes you made.
I
remember how you sucked up.
Yeah, well, I remember.
So don't give me that stuff. I know who you are.
Well, we'd like to apologize.
Say anything you want about me.
We'd like to apologize for the language you just used.
You're defaming my president, and you are helping to create violence in this country with the way you're covering this.
When I used to interview you, you were an intelligent, reasonable man, and you've gone completely mad, and you sound deranged. You're abusive,
saying that because
it's really sad to see what's happened to you.
It was really sad to see the way your career imploded in the United States, Piers.
Yeah.
If you think I have any respect for you after this, well, maybe you don't care.
Well,
but everyone in America knows you're a failed journalist.
Really?
So
well, you know what?
This feels like it's turned into a personal argument.
You know what, Rudy?
You two, and I'm not sure.
You know what, Rudy?
I had
the stomach to stand up and say that your gun culture is completely out of control and unacceptable, and people like you kept telling me, "Don't be ridiculous. We're entitled to go on shooting each other all day long."
Now you're lying again.
I will stand by what I did.
Quote from me about your stupid comment.
Okay.
I didn't quote that.
All right.
I was nice enough to keep my mouth shut about you because I liked you.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You've come on here.
You were thrown out of your job.
You've come on here. You've been rude and abusive. You sound unhinged.
I haven't been rude.
You've been using profanity. And you were somebody I used to admire, Rudy.
Tell me
you were somebody I used to admire.
Okay. Rudy Giuliani, thanks very much indeed.
What profanity did I use, liar? What profanity did I use?
Well, I don't think we can repeat it, unfortunately.
No, I didn't use any profanity.
What words
lying.
did you use that we misheard in the studio?
You tell me the profanity I used. Tell me that's exactly what you do to President Trump.
Okay. Rudy Giuliani, thank you very much.
I don't know, Frankie. I didn't hear any profanity in there. Did you?
Well, so it looks like Mayor Giuliani used the term "sucked up." or stuffed up, and the Piers Morgan and his colleague heard it as effed up. I mean, if you look at Giuliani's words there, it does look like he's making a "sa" sound rather than a "fa" sound. So I don't think he used any profanity, but I can understand. I mean, it does rhyme, and there is some language barrier with English to American English. So you can understand how they thought so. But you got to wonder what Giuliani is expecting going on a show like that. I mean, you have an idea that that's where Piers Morgan is likely to go. So I don't know. I don't know. You would think America's mayor has better things to do than go on Good Morning Britain.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe he was just trying to, spread the word, but Rudy seemed like he lost it, to be honest with you. Like he was not letting Pierce get in a word edgewise, and I don't.
Yeah,
blame him.
I noticed.
It's like when me and you talk. I mean, you never let me get in a word edgewise.
That is not true. So very interesting. We've been monitoring the information coming out of Washington, especially Attorney General Bill Barr today. And Bill Barr has been tweeting up a storm and putting out statements and talking to reporters. Now he's saying that there are signs of, quote, foreign actors exacerbating violence in the George Floyd protests. So who knows? Perhaps there is some level of foreign interference that's going on in these George Floyd protests. So that'll be very interesting to see if that's the case.
Yeah, I wish somebody could make the whole issue a bigger issue. Manny Alejandro, our good friend, was just talking to me this morning about how they're having a protest, they're having a vigil for George Floyd in Brooklyn at Cadman Plaza. And, Manny is all for equality and justice and all that, against police brutality. We say, what connection does the guy have to downtown Brooklyn? It doesn't make sense if it's for him. If it's for a cause, then I think there's a bigger cause there. But I don't know.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Trying to hash it out. We're going to keep our eye on Al Sharpton, and we're going to keep our eye on seeing you again tomorrow at the same time. Frankie, thanks. You watching Liquid Lunch. We'll be here again tomorrow for a Freaky Friday. Same bat time, same bat channel. More Liquid Lunch.